It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your two best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's reality alert. It's time for flag raising because summer camp is now in session. Woo! We're here with your camp counselors, Max, Ben, and special guest Daniel Cusimano. Everybody!
Yeah. What an intro! A wolf in a future season, maybe? Who knows?
Yeah. Will you be joining a future season of Battle Camp, Daniel? Would you do it?
Oh, there's no question. I mean, if they were like, pack the bags, we're like, end this podcast right now. You got to go out and fly to Mexico. 100%, I would do it.
Yes. How do you think you would do?
I think I'd kill it. There's like really no doubt. And that's not even just me being like, I'm delusional. But I think people don't look at the circle as like this strategic show. I feel like people from Too Hot to Handle and the Mole, I don't think they watch the circle. And I feel like they'd see me and I'd kind of fit into the Shuby aesthetic of like, oh my God, he's so cute and blah, blah, blah. Like, we're not worried about him. And you just let the big jocks just like kind of fight it out while you're just like making besties with everybody. So I think I'd go fairly well on it.
I agree.
How athletic are you?
I'm very athletic. So I did before, like growing up, I did all the sports. So I have a black belt in Taekwondo. I did tackle football, flag football, baseball, basketball, track, cross country. I did it all. I did like competitively all that thing. Then I did musical theater and theater in high school.
We got to get you on the fucking show.
Yeah. Are you listening, Netflix? Hello?
Yeah. Netflix. No, so I'd love to. I mean, and I've like grown up obviously watching Survivor, Amazing Race, Big Brother. So I love competitions. So like to like do anything that they're doing, I'm so like I would kill. Like heights I'm like scared of nothing. I'll eat.
How are you with ice baths?
Ice baths? I don't think I've ever done one, but I would get hypothermia before I get out. I'd be like, I'm psycho. Like you can't get me out. Like I'd be literally, my limbs would be falling off. I'd be like, I'm still here.
Have you been to summer camp before, sleepaway camp?
No, because I have friends. So, you know.
Wow. Offensive.
Wow.
I did like a basketball camp maybe, but like it wasn't overnight. Like
Daniel, that's what I had growing up. I did like basketball camps.
Yeah, and that's
they were
quirky. They were like 1 week long or 2 week long.
Yeah, and
it was not like I'm there for the whole summer. My parents are trying to get rid of me for a whole
summer. Like my parents like me and I had friends. So
okay. I asked my parents to go to sleepaway camp. Sure. They wanted to spend time with me. Okay.
And they were like, you want to go?
The more I fell in love with it, the longer I wanted to spend. I spent my whole summers at sleepaway camps, and they were very upset about it, but they knew how much it meant to me.
Sure they were.
And I love that journey for you, so maybe you'd be great on that one.
No, I'd be terrible. I always was
this is like a Northeast thing, right? This is just all you people in the Northeast, you go to.
Yeah, I think it's very big in the Northeast. Yeah.
Because really, that was not a thing out here out west. I don't know about you, Daniel, down in Florida, but
no, it's very big in the Northeast. And I will say, this show they really nail the camp aesthetic and all the challenges and everything, and even the things in between the challenges have a lot of tributes to summer camp. Like I was like really feeling it, and I'll point it out.
The vibe and the tone is great this season.
But like everything's very specific. If you went to summer camp, I was like, holy shit! Like in the first challenge when they're running across the floating docks, that's like waterfront at summer camp. I was like, they really thought this through. The kayaks, like everything.
You were getting emotional and nostalgic watching.
I was, but I was crying the whole fucking time. Take me back.
You were singing your camp theme song.
Yeah.
You were watching it.
Yeah, I was singing the Great Big Moose song, the Black Sock song.
Oh, no.
I was going on a lion hunt song. I was doing the whole thing.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Telling the story of the white lady, like we went over during the cast assessment.
Listen, I mean, the name is Battle Camp. If you do not have a camp set up, what are we doing? Like, what is... Like you're spending tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars on this shit. It better look like a camp.
You never know with Netflix though. You know, You know what I'm talking about, though? They did it. But what about this prize? I love how we get this $1 million show recently where they just do like nothing and they just pass the money around and it's for $1 million fucking dollars. And then you get this show where they put all this money into like the presentation and then it's only for $250,000.
They don't respect these people, Max.
No.
They don't respect them.
Yeah,
I don't understand the
what is
value
going on?
of
Why?
the competition.
I mean,
They have a perfect match, like no prizes for that. Yeah.
I mean, given I will say, the reality stars got paid. I would say nice. I would say very nicely.
There's an appearance fee. Yeah.
To go up, they got a lot of money. So I think they're fine. I think they're fine. But I do agree, though. This you have to think is probably going to pull in more numbers than $1 Million Mansion. So you're going to make more money off of Battle Camp. So why wouldn't the prize be higher? Again, I don't even know. Circle was always $100,000. It's like, damn, that show was popular, and that's all it was. So
even for Circle, I thought 100K was kind of low. I was like,
it was 100%. I mean, it was on number one on Netflix every time. Like, what are we doing? I'm like, damn, I know y'all bitches are making money off these ads. Like, don't play. Like,
yeah. Okay. Max, I gotta say, I'm not feeling great about my winner's pick from the
I don't think your winner's pick is gonna win.
Wait, who are your guys' winner's pick?
Mine was Lexi.
Mine is Gabby Butler. I'm feeling pretty good about her.
Yeah, you should be. Yeah.
I just don't know, Ben, wherever you ever thought Lexi was going to win. Like, she was on my
She's a force. Have you seen her season of Ultimatum Queer Love? No. She is a force to be reckoned with.
She won that. Okay. She got engaged.
Practically. She was like the number one character. Everybody was.
She bullied her into an engagement.
Y'all's winner picks are crazy.
Have you seen Gabby Butler do cheerleading? It's nuts.
But it's so much more than that. Like, I feel like she's too physical where like she's going to get taken out later down the line. Like, you need to look for someone who's going to be like a little, like who's physical, but a little bit under the radar, can like have a nice social game. I think Gabby Butler is probably the strongest woman that's going to be on the camp.
Alive.
Oh yeah.
Alive. 100%. So I feel like she will get taken out because she will be looked at as a threat later on.
Well, I will say this is before we fully understood what the show was.
Okay, so that's fair. Okay. Wait. So now give me your updated winner picks, even though you've seen a couple of the episodes.
Okay, after the first two episodes.
Mine is Shuby, updated winner pick.
Yeah, I do think Shuby is looking in like a really good position.
Everybody loves him.
Wants to target the Shubster.
Who wants to put him on a wheel?
America's sweetheart. He had the snot coming out of his nose. He was crying when he was about to fall off the thing. Like, I love it.
Because I keep thinking that like punishments are really going to be what is going to put targets on people even after it, and who's going to punish Shuby. You know?
No. Yeah. And if they do, America will be outraged.
The world
will be outraged.
Because punishments are where you really show your cards. And I'm like, I feel like Georgia was in a good position, but then she got punished, you know? Like, you have to think about who keeps getting punished and stuff like that. I do think Louis is in a good position, though, and I think he's actually playing really well. I don't think it's very calculated what he's doing, but I think that he is playing in a good way, you know.
Yeah, he's lucky. He's lucky that this isn't too hot to handle because he's terrible at that show. But
yeah,
he's pretty good.
He's likable. He's more likable here. Like I think he's like obviously physical and whatever. But I think when you have someone like Tony, everybody looks better. Like when you have him standing there, like everybody looks like a better option to keep than Tony. So yeah.
Tony's great TV, though. I will say he's.
I love him,
but he's obnoxious as hell, and everybody clearly is rubbed the wrong way by him.
100%.
Yeah. What do you think, Daniel? Who do you think is playing really well right now?
I will give you. I have so many thoughts. Given I've seen 2 episodes, I have so many thoughts on the gameplay. I have so many thoughts on how the game is like set up in itself and the casting.
Well, we're gonna talk about the winner right now, and then I want to bring up the wheel. So first, right now, who do you think is like the best player right now?
I think the best player right now. I think Shuby's doing a good job. I think QT, and not just because they're so.
Oh yeah, I think QT is also like amazing.
Yeah. We're also biased to Circle people.
Correct, but she has an advantage because they didn't get to see her season, so she filmed Battle Camp before.
Oh yeah,
hair. So nobody
Yeah.
has any idea what she is. And she's just she's just so smart and intellectual. And she made a move in episode 2 that we'll talk about later that I was like, you ate that shit. And I texted her, I said, you ate that up, mama. I think they're in a good position. I think George is also in a good position. I think she's very likable. I think she's strong. We clearly can see from the punishment challenge. I think she's very likable. So those are like
her and Lorenzo are a great pair.
They got really close really fast though. Like it was like 2 minutes in and she's like, if I don't win, I want it to be you. I'm like, what's this man's favorite color? Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like I know Matt my whole life. And if I was on a show with him, I wouldn't even say that. I'd be like, I still want it to be me, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Can I say that these people really are like this, guys? I was at they had a screening here in LA last night, and Lorenzo was wearing like a scarf as a bonnet and sunglasses inside and just walking around and just being so dramatic. He's totally like these, Shuby is coming up being like, oh my God, Max. I'm like, it's just like so Shuby, it's just like everybody is just totally themselves. Like they're not, I think Tony is playing.
Gabby was doing cartwheels.
Yeah, like everybody
was doing somersaults.
Everybody is exactly who they, Okay, everybody is standing up at the TV, like watching, all excited. Gabby is sat down with her boyfriend or her partner. I don't know their relationship, watching it like it's game day footage, like so intensely because I think she's such a competitor. Like eyes glued to the fucking screen. She only broke and laughed when Shuby had snot on his nose. But I'm always like, wow, they're not performing. This is reality. There is reality in reality TV.
Yeah. We're all mentally ill. That's what
I know. I'm always like, wow, you guys are really this crazy.
That's what we're hearing. Got it.
Okay, let's talk about the wheel real quick. This is something that we had heard of, us reality TV insiders. We kept hearing, this show is weird and maybe dumb because you can just go home from the spin of a wheel. But now we get some more details from it because I feel that there's actually multiple ways to save yourself from the wheel that personally I find that the strategy of the show is actually pretty interesting. What do you guys think? Daniel, let's hear from you.
I mean, on a show, I just hate any luck aspect of a show, right? So I do agree. It is very interesting to see someone could have their name up on that board 13 times and they still couldn't stay in. That's very interesting to see because imagine after episode 2, imagine if Irina, what happens if she stayed after everything? You know what I mean? That would be crazy as hell. Bitch, your whole team voted you out and you're still in.
Yeah.
But I also am just I don't know. I'll just feel really bad if we see someone who goes home and their name was on the wheel once. Cause they don't deserve to go home. If your name is on the wheel once, you're playing a good game. Maybe your team lost and whatever, but it does make it very interesting. So I think there's going to be shocking eliminations. I think there's going to be surprises. That's always great to see as a viewer. But I just hope we don't lose anybody who we're damn, they should really not have been sent home. That sucks.
Yeah.
I'm curious if perfect match style, if they'll still bring some back even after they're gone, if that's a possibility. I don't know, because the whole wheel thing just makes it seem like they're here to showcase the talent and they're not really Netflix isn't as focused as on the game aspect of it. And it's more about showcasing the cast that they've assembled.
Yeah, I agree. I just think there's
perfect match.
Yeah, but there's just what's also weird is that this show isn't even split up into weeks. So it's not 2 episodes drop 1 week and then another 2 or another 3, whatever. It is all at once. The only reason you would bring people in, when you bring in Polly in episode 2, the only reason you would do that is so it gives people a cliffhanger of next week, see when Nick Uhlenhu comes into the camp. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Right.
So now that I'm you're dropping all 10 episodes, why are you doing this? I just say have everybody come in, have the cast of 18 all come together, split it up, 3 teams of 6, cut 6 people out, and then merge it into 2 teams fighting against each other, kind of like Survivor does it a little bit of a way. But you're just going to have much more entertainment. You might see more showmances out of that. You're going to see more drama. You're going to see more gameplay. I just think Netflix needs to get rid of this shit of bringing people in. They love it. They said,
they really love it.
Said, we can bring people in on episode 9 out of 10. Oh, let's do it. They get off to it. And I'm just I don't know who is there writing this shit. We need to move on. Let me hold your hand when I tell you this. There's a reason Survivor works. There's a reason Big Brother works. There's a reason that The Amazing Race works. There's a reason The Traitors works. Like, there's a reason these shows have been on for so long.
Traitors brings people in late.
Daniel. They bring small people in. They bring people in like episode 2 and they call it. But, there's a reason it's so popular because, again, there might be people who are big fans of Nick who want to watch Nick the whole season. There might be big fans of people like Kyle, whatever. I don't know why we keep bringing people.
Winky.
We brought you on this episode hoping that you would just be hating on Nick Uhlenhut the whole time, and then
he wasn't even on.
Yeah,
I
talked to him last night, and I was like, we're having Cusimano on talk about the first 2 episodes, and he reacted to me weird, and now I know why.
Yeah, was he He was probably like, "Oh, I'm safe because I'm not on it yet."
Yeah.
I will say his little intro thing or whatever. I texted him immediately because I was up. I was like, "You look so gay in this." I was like, "This is so funny." His little cheerleading thing, and I was like,
"Yeah, he's doing like a cheerleading bit, right?"
Yeah, I was like, "You hang out around Matt too much," and then he was like, "Don't even get me started on it." So yeah, don't worry, he'll get it from me when I watch his episodes.
Well, how do you think Nick is going to do on this season when he eventually does? We know that he's going to be on the Eagles on the red team.
Right. I think he's going to have a tough time solely for the fact, I feel like once we get in later in the game, it is going to be so easy for people just to be like, "Oh, well, you came in here. We don't know you that well, but we know all these people for the past week or two." And he's physical, right? So he's charming, he's physical, all these things. So I think he's going to have a tough time. If I'm the other teams looking at it, it's like, I don't know you. I don't know your relation. Also, the fact that QT and Shubham are already in there, that's 2 people from the same show. Now we're about to add in, I don't know how long the circle people, but let's say they stay in. Let's say Shuby and QT are there when Nick is in. That's 3 circle people. Kyle from the circle is going to be on. That's potentially 4 circle people at the camp. That's a big target on your back that you have when no one else has that.
Do you think that when Kyle comes in, he will have his girlfriend in his suitcase with him, or what do you think is going to be happening?
No, he's going to have his dog in the suitcase. And
okay.
Dog or whatever. He's going to say, "I'm bringing the camp, everyone."
But do you guys think with this wheel that it is interesting that you can technically keep yourself off of it?
Yeah.
I guess
technically, but it's very difficult.
Yeah.
You have
so many steps to go through.
Let's talk about the steps. So you have the team portion. You have to be a good team member, right? You just have to make sure Irene is not on your team, or Lexi, or another fuck up. And then you have to win the punishment, and then you have to have a good social game. So it's kind of it is like a lot of other shows, right? There's a team portion, there's an individual immunity or kind of an elimination portion, and then there's a social component. It's just kind of presented differently.
It's all going to be about just reducing your odds of going home. You're never going to be one of those people that's like, "I'm a challenge beast on this show. I'm completely immune from the wheel." You're going to go up on that wheel every now and again. You're going to go up on that wheel, but it's about reducing the odds of it every episode.
One of my big problems with it, I actually discussed this with Nick and a few other people, is I personally believe if you get put up for punishment and you win, you should get immunity. I do not understand.
I think so too.
Avery just got shitted on because she won.
That is my problem. That is a problem.
She wins it, and it's like, "Oh, what? Your name was going to be on the board once." And I understand, the producers of the show probably think, "Oh, that's another aspect of it," right? Do you risk putting your name up on the board once, or do you risk people viewing you as a threat? But it's just at the end of the day, and I also, that comp was ass. We have some really fun comps here, and the punishment comp is a wall sit. This is a multi-million-dollar production we got going on here. You built this whole fucking set. You spend tens of thousands of dollars per contestant to fly them out here, and they're doing a fucking wall sit.
They're just doing against trees.
Yeah, I was like,
it's like if they had a push-up competition. Yeah,
I hope something broke, and that's why you had to do a wall sit.
They're like, "Damn, we have no money to feed them. We have to do a wall sit. This is all we have in the budget for." But they have some really good competitions. It's fun. Cool. People are dropping from the scaffoldings, whatever. People are going to climb shit. They're going to do the swim thing. That's fun. Cool. But I think Netflix is trying to do their own version of the challenge. And right now, what I'm seeing, I'm you're going to have to do a lot more than a wall sit to push you up into that. And they can. They have the cast. They have the talent for it. But I'm y'all, you got to step up on these challenges. But in conclusion, you should get immunity from punishments because that should be another level, another layer of we want to vote out Tony tonight, so let's not put him up for punishment so
Yeah.
he eventually gets saved. I think they're growing, and I think if they do a season 2, we will see a lot more elevation because I think they'll learn from this. But I'm like, girl, Avery just got screwed over. She won the sitcom and now she gets 7 fucking votes. Like, damn. All that for what?
I was thankful that even though Lexi was my winner pick, I was thankful Avery did not go home just because I was like, this would really suck for her if after she won that punishment round, she went home. That would be terrible.
Yeah.
I'm overall pro Wheel because it's just different than other shows that we're getting. And like, I don't know, we watch so much reality TV that I'm like, all right, it's something different. Like, okay, that's interesting. But
I watch a lot of Wheel of Fortune, so I disagree.
Oh, okay, yeah. But overall, I do very much agree with the immunity thing, and that would be a fix. But should we get into just breaking things down here? We get this stuff with people arriving on the buses. Let's get our teams here. Yellow Wolves. I feel like we're doing Legends of the Hidden Temple here. Let's do the yellow. Do you know what Legends of the Hidden Temple is, Daniel?
No, I did have friends when I was younger.
You
God damn it. Oh.
It was a reality.
I also was born in 2000, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. So,
well, they rebooted the show, Daniel. They rebooted it.
It was like a reality competition show for children on Nickelodeon, where you would compete in challenges, and then at the end, you would go inside of a temple if you won, and you would try to do competitions
and
to like
scary
retrieve an
temple guards
artifact.
would come out and grab you. If you
what is this called?
Legends of the Hidden Temple. You have to check it out. It was really cool. It's for
looking
kids.
it up right now. Legends.
This was like during the Keenan and Kel.
And it was like 12-year-olds would compete in it. It was like 4 kids to watch, and kids would compete.
1993. You guys have me messed up. What is going on here? I wasn't even a thought. Like the parents said, we don't want kids.
Why did we bring this up, Max?
We weren't alive either. We're just like really hip.
Yeah, we're actually Zoomers.
Yeah, we're Gen Z.
Come on.
We just like to watch previous generations.
Yeah.
You guys are better. You're better reality fanatics than I am.
Yeah. Anyway, Yellow Wolves. We got Gabby, Louie, Irina, and Trey. Trey is immediately worried he's gonna see Lorenzo, but like we don't really see them beef at all.
No, yeah. But I don't even know if I do remember they had the beef because Lorenzo came for his mom when they were doing the challenge show. That's why, because I was thinking, I'm like, did they have beef on the challenge or on Squid Game the challenge? And then I remembered, I was like, oh yeah. Okay, so
I just feel like Lorenzo had beef with everybody.
Lorenzo probably was like, "Who are you again?" Like he probably doesn't even remember. He was like, You were on the same show with me. Your mom was there. I yelled at your mom, Lorenzo. It's probably just another day for him. He's French. Yeah. He hates Americans. It's fine.
Yeah,
I was like, these two have this big rivalry. What? I don't remember that.
I know.
By the way, Trey brought a framed photo of his mom with him.
Yeah.
Did you see that in one of the confessionals? He was like, I'm not here with my mom. And then he held up a framed photo.
You know, it's cute in theory. Mom. It's cute, and maybe production gave it to him. It's cute in theory, a little crazy also. I mean, like, I understand if you're like, I want a little bit of family with me. I just think the delivery was a little crazy. It was giving like, you can't be without your mom for 10 seconds. And
it'd be really sad if his dad is alive and close to him. He just brought a photo of his mom.
I will say, there's always that one kid at summer camp, right? Max, you would know this. There's always one kid at summer camp that really misses mommy and is having a hard time being away from mommy. So that's why they cast him, is to fit that role.
Yeah, and that kid sleeps on the bottom bunk, and he tapes the photo of his mom to the top of it.
Yes.
Yeah, and you hear him jerking off. It's really weird.
Psycho. This is giving whatever. What's his name? Norman Bates. That's what this is giving.
Yeah, it's really weird. The Norman Bates kid. Lexi says that the red team is hot, balanced, and a little queer. I don't think that they were particularly balanced. I didn't get that.
They were not balanced.
No.
Yeah, I'm doing it in my head. I mean, there's just a lot of fucking chaos there. Like, I wouldn't call that balance, but I don't know who's like a brainiac there. So yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, Lorenzo maybe is the most. I don't know. Is Lorenzo the smartest on that team of 4?
That's saying a lot.
Yeah. Well, Lexi solved the puzzle, guys. Okay, so
yeah.
Solve the easy math equation of doing like 6 times or 7 times 6 plus like 5, and was
Yeah,
like,
why didn't they just do 2 + 2? Like, it's so easy.
you'd be surprised. The people in the challenge can never do like math or spelling. So
yeah, no, that is crazy. Like, I'm like, I got, yeah, they got to get it together.
we got the Blue Bears. We got Shuby, Avery, QT, and Geo. Geo says he's a level 15 competitive. Yeah, what level competitive are you, Daniel?
16 Geo.
Oh,
No,
whoa.
I'm 69, dude.
There you go.
Oh,
That is savage.
yeah. Oh,
I don't even know, guys. Every time you bring that up, I just like don't even remember that being me. Like, that is like, wow.
that is you.
That's so the yeah coming from me. I don't know what I never know.
Yeah. Oh, I don't remember what it's
I
from.
don't know what that's about. I don't know why I would have said that. I really don't. Wow, that's so
One of my favorite sound bites.
if you had a gun to my head and you say what episode, what was it about, why would you this? Could not tell you. I was influencer. I didn't even say that when I was the influencer. I don't know. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. That's so crazy.
How do we feel about the host, Taylor Luan? How do you guys think about it? I know, it's like, why wouldn't you just get like a Netflix burst?
Was everybody else?
Yeah.
Like, what do we do? I mean, didn't Melinda? She hosted a show, Dated and Related, didn't she?
Yeah, but then she unhosted herself. Then she became a contestant again.
As she should. Good for her. That's iconic. She was like, let me get 2 checks. Let me get one for hosting and let me get one for being a contestant.
Yeah.
No, I don't know enough about him in the 2 episodes. I just think it's like kind of so I've never heard of him. I have no idea like his vibe, but he also doesn't give like camp counselor to me. Like, I feel like if we wanted someone, maybe do like you look like a camp counselor, like you give that vibe. But he's attractive. He has tattoos. That's all I know. So
that's true. Who's a Netflix camp counselor vibe? Who has that?
Obviously, Nick Lachey.
Nick Lachey.
Why
Mark L. Wahlberg is used to bonfire talk.
I don't know. I don't know if we need Mark giving bonfire talks
here. What are you
here.
talking about? He could help these people, man.
Mark should be the host of every show when everybody's having a mental breakdown, and he's like, he walks over and he holds your hand, and he's like, "You're gonna make it through this." And you're like,
yeah. Like, he could have really helped Irina at the end of episode 2. Come on.
I mean,
Nobody can help Irina, guys.
Those tears were not like, there was no tears coming out, and I think that's what sent me even further. Like, maybe there was a little wetness by the eyes, but like it was the drop to the floor, still no tears. Like, I was like, this is everything. Like, I know you're trying, baby, but like, she did not give a fuck. She was like, I'm gonna make my TV moment and then I'm gonna go. And she did.
There were some people really crying, but then I looked over at the blue team and they were like, even Shuby was like, I don't know.
Shuby's like, I voted for your ass.
Yeah. Shuby's like, let's get to the first challenge, the water relay. Lorenzo was feeling very confident.
I swim like fish. I'm intelligent like an owl, and strong like a bear from Barbados.
There's bears in Barbados.
Yeah, I have no idea.
We have to trust him. He's not American. He's probably smarter.
The smart one on the team, so I guess we have to if it's so well balanced.
Yes.
Dude, Max, did you say it's because he's not American? So
he's smarter than us. He's international.
That's true. That is true.
Well traveled, probably.
Of course. Swim like fish in water. He's crazy for that. I mean, he did okay in the water, I think. I didn't see him like busting through.
He was doing the backstroke. People on these shows always end up doing the backstroke. I don't understand.
Him needing medical, let's talk about it. Him needing medical after challenge 1, I was like, you could never do anything else other than this. Imagine his ass in like the hall brawl on the challenge.
That would be amazing.
I'm like, Lorenzo, what are we doing here? Like, I'm from Florida, so I swim a lot, but I'm like, I'm looking at these competitions. I'm like, there's no way you're this dead. Given, watch me say that, and then I'm on a future season, and I'm like, hey, man, I can't breathe. Oh my God.
He did not need medical. He was just embarrassed. He did not need medical.
I just hear he's like, I can't breathe. Someone and Lexi, of course, because she's a lesbian, so she was on the case. Like she was ready to go for it. She's like, medical, we need medical over here. She was probably bandaging him up herself. Like she was ready to go. She was like, I'm ready. Let me get my toolbox.
I did not understand the selection by some of these teams. So Irina's not a good swimmer, and she's like, "I'll swim."
I'll
For
swim.
some
Yeah.
fucking reason, and she
I'll
sucks at
float.
swimming.
I'll doggy paddle, guys.
Shubham, who in our cast assessment we pointed out has no muscles, is doing the strength for his team and says, "I'm the best suited for it." Danny, what's his face?
It killed me because I saw his twig arms pulling it up. But I think Gio, I don't know, because I almost feel like the strength thing is more for the paddling. That's what I personally think. Like those buoys did not look heavy. I'll say it. So I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. What was the buoy thing? So what was it? It was strength. It was smarts. It was endurance. What would you consider the paddle thing? What was that?
I don't know. I just know that part was called strength, and then you went to the puzzles, and then you paddled. I forget. It was you went kayaking, and then you jumped for the flags. Yeah, I guess because their team was Shuby, Avery, QT, and Geo. I guess maybe Shuby. I guess they just thought that Shuby would be the best in that position.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gio is more coordinated to do the paddling and the jumping and the grabbing and the swimming. So I see that, I guess.
Yeah, no, I see why they did what they did.
But I laughed when they said strength is Shuby. I'm like, oh, we're DJ down bad, huh? Like this is it, huh? Like, okay, cool.
Do you agree with us that Shuby should have taken some tea before he went on the show, or like roided up a little bit?
100%.
You know.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, listen, so many people in the Netflix universe are roided up. So it's like.
Yeah, I don't think they test for it. So like, why wouldn't
you
you
know
do
what?
it?
Shuby is going to show people that you do not have to be on steroids to win this shit.
It's about strength within. And nobody has it more than Shubes.
No one more than that.
Oh my God! Yes! Woo!
Also,
I'm not a fucking man.
Also, the snot just coming down from his nose, like the fact that he couldn't feel it, or like Shuby was so exhausted where like he was like, I don't give a fuck how I look. Like what? This challenge was not that deep. Like people do this at like a resort in like Key West, Florida. Like what is going on here? Like I don't.
Come on!
I love too how like Shuby is just like approaching this whole game like thinking that it's so fun to be at summer camp. Like on the bus he's coming in and he's like, I just can't wait to roast marshmallows. And then he like comes up to the wheel and he's
That's
like,
how he is in life.
yeah. He comes up to the wheel and he's like, it's like Christmas.
It's
like, I love
Christmas
this
camp.
guy.
It's Christmas camp.
When are we gonna sing songs together, guys? I've got a scary story for the fire. I love it. He's awesome.
Yeah. I loved it when he said this.
I'm stoked and I'm swimming like Nemo.
Yeah, you were swimming like Nemo. Because you were lost.
Lost
You were
and
lost,
afraid.
Shuby.
Lost to the sauce.
We get to the puzzles. They were fucking easy as shit. The kayaking and the jumping or whatever, very Survivor-esque with the jumping for the flag. But I did feel like the challenge overall, it did feel like it like was very Survivor, but like it did feel separated enough to like camp theme it, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
I do agree.
yeah.
It was a little bit of Survivor, but again, like this was a step up from the challenges we saw in Perfect Match Season 1. So like anything's better than that. So I was just happy that we were getting good, high quality. Because I talked to QT before the season aired. I was like, how are the competition? She's like, oh, they're like, she's a Big Brother fan, Survivor, all things. She's like, it's like good quality. And I was like, oh, thank God. Like, and you can see, and you said it earlier where they were like, they put really like a lot of effort into the theming of it, into really making it look cool and feel campy. The lake, I think it was good.
I did think they'd be doing more like camp themed games though, you know, like even if it was more like childish, you know, but like Squid Game, they did like red light, green light, you know. Why isn't you know, the camp games, you know, like that? I don't know. Max, what are some camp games?
Maybe they'll hire you, Max, for next season to give the camp
Yeah.
games.
Okay, one of the best camp game. I feel like all the camp games are like insane. Is shoe golf. So basically, if you're really far away from like from like any destination, you point to it and you take off one of your shoes and you kick it towards that destination, and you see how
Kick it with your bare foot.
well, you have like a sock on. You see how few kicks you need to get to that destination, and whoever is the fewest kicks wins.
See, I want to see the Too Hot to Handle people do that.
They do shoe golf. Wouldn't that be
Shoe golf.
great? Like, let's see
Yeah.
people do shoe golf.
You're telling me shoe golf, you loved it so much where you were like, Mom and Dad, I want to come back every day to play shoe golf.
You have to say it's just bonding doing really fucking dumb shit. You know, you play normal games like kickball and stuff like that. You sing songs, you do stupid shit, you hang out. There's no real adults.
I was
Yeah,
going
and you make friends.
I was
right?
going to like Universal and Disney and this, like I was going to theme parks in the summer, but kick golf sounds like a close second to all of that. Yeah. I'm gonna take it up, bro. I'm gonna take you up on that.
Daniel, this was his childhood.
This is shoe golf. You haven't lived until you play shoe golf, okay?
I'll make sure to write that down.
Shoe golf
I
is
learned
100%
values and
simple.
character through
It's
the YMCA, okay? The non-denominational YMCA, thank you.
Come on, get into it.
We get Lorenzo swimming.
In fact, people from the neighboring village thought they saw a dolphin, but in fact it was me.
That was funny.
Yeah. Did you know that there was a neighboring village to Battle Camp around? I guess.
Season
Is it-
2.
Yeah,
is it called West Hollywood? Is that
Yeah, it was.
And I have dolphins on aisle 2, please. All the time.
Dolphins.
Dolphins always.
He's funny. Actually, Lorenzo's had some funny little sound bites. He's had some good ones so far. I was like, I didn't know how entertaining you were going to be, but I'm like thoroughly enjoying his time thus far.
Yeah, he's a character. He was like a surprising casting. I didn't think anybody would come out of there, and he was good. That was a good game.
Yeah.
So we think the red team is going to win, but they lose because Lexi fucks it up royally.
wow?
If I were her, I just would have blamed Lorenzo and be like, I tied it to that shit and you fucked up. It was not me.
Yeah, why not?
Guys, I would have been like, no, like I gave it to you. It was on the back of the ship. You must have not pulled it off when you were kayaking.
Yeah, like it was there.
Yep.
What
You
it
dropped
was
it.
very weird to see Lexi like apologizing and like feeling sad about stuff that she had done. Like very
Yeah, that's
different
not
from
in
what
her
we're
nature.
used to seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get
But there's a few people in this cast where like it goes to where I'm like, I don't think you knew what you were signing up for. And I think it's funny because like I just come from like that competitive world. So like when you're taking people from like Love is Blind and like Too Hot to Handle, where like there's no like game strategy. Like it's just you're doing your life and you're dating people or whatever. It just makes me laugh how so many people came into this being like, I wasn't expecting all of this. Even Avery said that. I'm like, bitch, you were on the mole. Like you were not expecting it to be cutthroat. Like it's $250,000. The fuck?
She's very sensitive to everything. It's very weird. It's like, what did you think was going to happen?
It's so different from her character on the mole.
Yeah, I don't.
Her
I-
edited character, I guess.
Yeah, I don't understand the switch up because I'm like, you're acting like you've never done this before in your life and like you're not competitive at all. And I know you are. So
And it doesn't feel strategic. For a second, I was like, is she strategically doing this? But we're not getting that in the edit. It just doesn't
She's just
feel like it.
competitive. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, but it's a weird kind of. It's just such a weird. Like it's hurtful. It's like, okay, is it though? So we get to the cabins. Everybody eats some marshmallows, and Lorenzo is making jokes about how Tony is dumb, but Tony begs to differ.
I'm like Shubham, but with like more muscle and taller and a more explosive personality.
Thoughts?
So completely different than Shoebomb, then is what you're saying.
But like he's better, like more likable, just like a better person.
I'm just like Shuby, except nothing like him. That's all.
So
I was
better.
like Scooby, but here's everything else that makes us different. He's just delusional. He has like drag delusion. Like he's hot and he's fun and he's like a fun cast, like to have like great casting choice. But I'm like, I actually really think he low key believes it though. Like I'm seeing him on the show. I'm like, oh no, like I don't even think this is an act. Like I genuinely think you think all of this.
Yeah.
I think he has a huge ego, but at the same time, a very fragile ego. It somehow like flips back and forth.
That's meant for you. Like it is built on this nice, tall little tower, but the foundation is so fucking wobbly. Like all you have to say is like, like your abs don't look that good today. Like, or have you been like not working out as much? And he'd crumble. He'd be like,
yeah, like Georgia not being attracted to him was like, and then he claimed, I don't care. I don't care.
And he signed.
He did say that's embarrassing. He was like, that's
like,
yeah. So everybody is introduced to the wheel. We learned that the yellow wolves are going to be immune. The red eagles, their names will all be on it, and we learn about the punishment thing. Lorenzo and Tony, they assume that they're going to be the ones to be punished. And Tony, he cannot get over the fact that Lexi fucked up. He's very kind of obsessed with this.
Yeah, I think it's like Lexi said. I don't think he liked her from the beginning. Like before the challenges started. Like I just felt like he had a bias against her.
I think he looked at Lexi physically and was like, she's not going to be able to help us. Like we have other lean, stronger people here. And I think he was just waiting for one little thing to be like, you're the weakest on the team. We need to get rid of you. Let's do it. I mean, it really just like wasn't that deep. Like she forgot the flag. Like it's not like you can't assess her being a terrible teammate and a terrible competitor because the flag dropped and like, or she unclipped the flag. Like you just can't, So I just thought it was like not that deep at all. It's also day one. Like, so I'm like, Tony, but that's also something I don't like about the game dealing with the wheel is like, you literally can just get your weakest person out and pray to get somebody else better in. And that's exactly what happened with Lexi. So like the game set
at a certain point, you got to show some loyalty and have some alliances too. Otherwise, things are going to crumble for you. And it's like people are already questioning Tony in episode 2 about how erratic his decisions are with the way he's voting. So they're like, he could turn on us on a dime,
But was this a good move, though, in the way that it did save Avery? That will be a good ally for him and help him in future votes?
Yes, I don't think that was his intention, though.
Are you sure? Because I think he was trying to save Avery.
No,
it might have been a secondary intention.
I agree. I think he was like, we need to get rid of Lexi 100%. But I also feel like in battle camp, truthfully, like having one ally just isn't enough. Like when you can get put up on the board by literally every single other person on the show, having one ally is not enough. He definitely just wanted to get rid of Lexi. And that should have been his first point. Like that was a smart move from him to be like, let's get rid of a weak person or someone who we perceive to be as weak to stack our team so we can hopefully win immunity next time. That was a smart move. I think him being like, I think the Avery thing was like secondary, like, oh, maybe she'll have loyalty to me because we're on the same show. Given, I also don't think Tony's show aired before. Tony's season of The Mole didn't air before they filmed this. So nobody knows who the fuck Tony is. So there's like no rapport or relationship.
I know him now. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's really bad because he's just like playing his hand so hard, It's really just
it's episode 1. Like, calm down. Like it's day 1, episode 1, minute 1. Like you're dumb as fuck if you think what you're doing is smart at all. Like no one likes you.
I wish they had gotten Hannah on this season to be with Tony because they just they're just so good together on TV. They really
it would have been funny to see that because I don't think they dated after. I don't know what happened.
No, but they had a lot of drama.
They had a lot of drama after
that. I don't know why they did. It would have been smart for production to do that 100%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that at this point they don't know that there's going to be, it's not shown to us that they know that somebody is going to replace people, right? Like they haven't been told in the show yet that somebody's going to come in.
I feel like I heard Taylor at some point say that they were going to be switching people in.
Yeah, because I think I remember Tony saying like he was like, well, we can get somebody stronger if we get rid of Lexi. I think I remember.
Yeah, it might have been in the narration though. I don't know if we saw him telling the council or the camp people, but either way, I think they all knew.
I think they knew. Because I think I remember Tony being like, if we get rid of her, we get someone stronger. I think so. Question mark.
I feel like we don't hear about it until Lexi leaves, and it's presented like a twist. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, because I think if we rewatch it, we'll get their reactions. If like Taylor's like, oh, and someone new is going to come in and it's like, oh my god.
I feel like that was kind of a thing. Like, oh,
okay, yeah, I want to see. I'll ask QT. I can literally text her, but I don't know. Actually,
I remember
Yeah.
it differently. I really do.
but I feel like they might have known. Yeah, that would make more sense. So we get to the morning. I like how they have a flag raising, like how they raise the immunity flag. This is a specific camp thing. Every morning we had flag raising where you have to go before breakfast and raise the flag. It was the
camp
American
flag.
the American flag, and there might have been a camp flag too. I think they also raise a pride flag now as well at the camp that I'm at. And we had to do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then a specific camp and
like
a
cool.
specific cabin would lead a random camp song, and everybody would sing it. And it was always a special. Sometimes if you
Do you
won,
feel like you really missed out, Daniel?
Yeah, I'm actually the FOMO I have. I'm like shaking. I'm like, wow, my childhood. Like, how much more enlightened of a human being? What maybe I would have won the circle if I did go to summer camp. So maybe that's really,
maybe. I mean, you didn't win.
correct. So maybe if I did go to summer camp, I would have the social cues maybe better. That's probably my biggest.
Yep,
downfall
could be
ever.
it. Could be it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Georgia and Lorenzo, they talk about how they can't trust Avery or Tony. So, maybe the mole people don't have a good reputation. They're getting that mole-ish
That's
label
what
going
I
on.
was. That's what I was told from QT. I asked her. I was like, "So how was like Circle perceived? Like nobody perceives Circle people as like strategic at all." So I'm like, that'll be great for future seasons. But everybody was really focused on the mole. They're like, that's what your whole show is about, like lying and deceiving. And I'm like, that's also kind of what the Circle's about. Like if you're a catfish, but like to each their own. But I'm glad none of y'all think that's so great. Like perfect.
There are lots of competitive strategic people on the circle. They just don't always win. That's all.
Correct.
Yeah. I like how Georgia says there's something beautiful how you can just leave based on the spin of the wheel. She has a very zen mindset about this. She starts taking out crystals and placing them around the wheel and praying to it,
Yes. When it starts spinning, she goes, "It's the circle of life."
She's not gonna think it's beautiful if it lands on her. She'll be like, "Fuck that wheel, bitch!" Like I just lost 250.
She's gonna pick up Shubi and holding him up like baby Simba to the wheel.
That's sick.
Give me your energy, Shubi.
Do you think that Avery, even if this punishment hadn't happened, would have played off that she's not a physically fit person? Because she talks in confessional that she's hiding it, and I'm like, you look like a physically fit person.
Yeah.
I just don't think. I mean, they watched her on her season. I feel like you can't get away from the fact like you're obviously physical and you're obviously smart. Like she's like, I'm gonna try to play dumb, but it's like, bitch, you played your hand so hard on your season. Like it is hard to backtrack to try to pretend to be like la 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 la. Like I don't think
It's tough when you're introduced on a show as like I'm the gamer and the strategist. It's like coming onto Survivor being a poker player. Like you're gonna be a target from the get-go.
Even if like nobody had seen her show, she just comes off as intelligent. She looks like she's in shape. Like nobody, like you would have to like intentionally fuck up even the team challenges that were athletic, and then everybody would want to vote you off anyway. So I just think that like it's very hard to play that kind of card,
Hiding it. Yeah.
I do have insider tea. I texted QT. So I said, did y'all know at the start you would get rid of someone that and like someone else would come in and replace them? She said no. She says, okay, we had an idea that maybe. She says, because some of us knew people in sequester, but she says, but we didn't know for sure until seeing Polly.
Oh.
Wow.
Love this.
Sounds like I was right.
You were right. You were right. They were shocking.
Max had a great comment.
Thank you.
I knew that was coming.
Winky, winky.
That's very interesting.
No, thank you, Danielo, and thank you to QT. But that's great insight.
It's very interesting because obviously, like I was talking with Nick during the whole process. So like when he was like, I knew like about the show when he was going to film. I was with Matt actually sitting in his living room when he was in Mexico. And like, we were looking at people's Instagram stories. So we were like, oh my God, like I think Chase is there because like Chase looks like he's in this like little hotel room and blah, blah, blah. So it's interesting that people like they went on and they thought, oh, this might be just be the cast. Like that was the cast of 12. That's very like, it's an interesting mindset to go in like day one thinking that like, oh, hey, maybe this is just it. And like, this is all we have to worry about. Crazy.
Like maybe the other names they had heard through the grapevine were just cut last second.
Were cut, or even if they were brought into sequester, maybe if someone got COVID, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they do that, obviously, like every season has alternates for shows. So maybe they thought like, given, I'm assuming possibly QT knew Kyle was going to be on. I mean, they just got off the season together. So maybe it was something like, oh, I thought maybe Kyle was going to be on. Like maybe he was just an alternate, but that's crazy to think that they were just like literally going in blind and they were just like, we voted someone out, they're gone. And no one, and that's crazy.
And some people not even knowing who they are because their seasons haven't aired yet.
Yeah. I will also say though, it just made me think Polly should have gotten immunity. That's another problem with the game. Like they should do it almost like how the circle does. Give the people like a day to like try to like form some sort of alliance. Cause I feel like the fact that Polly could have gotten booted day one, I'm just thinking of other players coming in later.
Yeah.
Like Chase is going to come in. He's going to be a physical threat. Kyle is a physical threat. Nick's a physical threat. So I just find it very interesting that there was like no safety for them at all. And it was like, go out to the Wolves, like goodbye, have fun, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do we think that's left on this cast that's not come in yet would be in danger on day one?
I think all the men, truthfully. I mean, but I feel like we've gotten like we've
Chase, I think, would be a big one.
Chase, probably. I think would be. I think Nick would be one. I think Kyle. I mean, those are all physically fit, very strong guys and like bigger personalities, I would like to say. I mean, but given we've already gotten rid of 2 females, so I'm interested to see like how many. I mean, there's it's a cast of 18. Am I not? Is it 18 fully of total people? Am I stupid?
I don't know, 16, 18, something like that.
But it's crazy. You start off with 12. You already got 2 women out. So my brain is like, but what happens like if you just get rid of all the women that you have in sequester?
Yeah.
Like, the men have to start coming in at some point. But
that's a really good point. I don't know how that's going to work out.
But that goes into a flaw of the show. What I view is that's the trouble you run into with doing a wheel and it being randomized. You could just get a female every single time. So like,
cannot question the fate of the wheel. What the wheel
that's
decides,
what's beautiful. It's beautiful.
You have to accept.
So beautiful about
that. That is life. Okay.
All women, all men, everybody's just getting chopped. Damn, that wheel just be coming for everybody.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Okay.
Very beautiful.
Let's get to the punishment selection. So Louis is kind of like, we're not going to do a team thing, okay? We're going to do individual because we don't want to create a rivalry with another team quite yet. So they choose Gio, Lexi, and Avery. And I think that's a good idea because nobody seems to be upset about the selection.
Yeah, I agree. On their part, because if you like build up, like let's say you did everybody from the red team, they'd be like, damn bitch, not like we already got fucked over, you know. So I think to play nice and to play fair, that was a good move to make of just like evening it out.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Nobody takes this personally at all. Even Avery, who's been taking things personally, she doesn't take I don't think she takes getting the punishment personally. And Lexi, she says that she deserves this punishment. She has to pay penance.
I didn't watch her on her season, so I don't know her personality. Like, I don't know if she's
very different from what we're seeing.
I'm just gagged that you're over here being like, this is what I deserve. Like, I messed up that flag. I mean, like, I understand saying it to your team and like saying it and not necessarily believing it. This bitch is saying it with her chest and believing it. Like,
it's
this
weird.
literally is like, throw me off the balcony, roll my body down the ravine. Like, I deserve all the worst things in life. I'm like, bitch, you just didn't clip the flag. Like, it really is just like not that.
Yeah, who cares? You're on a game show, like whatever.
Really hard on yourself, yeah.
If
there were a real camp counselor there, like Markel Wahlberg, he would tell her
correct. She
to not be so hard on her.
She left here and she went to therapy and she says, I can't believe I ruined this experience for them. Like left my team down. Bitch, your team don't give a fuck about you. Tony's been wanting your ass out since minute fucking 1. You don't owe these bitches shit. You know, like whatever.
The punishment uniforms are very accurate to summer camp. Whenever we misbehaved, we of course had to put on punishment uniforms and hold wall squats for as long as possible.
How long did you hold one for, Max?
Like 2 seconds.
So if you were on this show, you would be getting your name up on the board.
Yeah, the whole time I would suck at all of this, except for shoe golf, of course. I would be winning that challenge.
It would be
Shoe golf, Chubby Bunny,
Chubby Bunny, Big Fat Pony. That would be a good one that we could play. Mortal Noodle, all the real summer camp games.
Mortal Noodle.
Yeah, Mortal Noodle. Come on. Yeah, so Avery wins this, and then she's really mad at herself. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this win.
Avery in the confessional the whole time was like, I know I can't win this. It'll make me look like a bigger threat. It was almost like a Jekyll and Hyde type shit. And then something just came over me. Like I couldn't give up on it. I'm like, bitch, it was a fucking wall squat. Just stand up.
You're sitting up against a tree.
She acts like we have a gun to her head and they're like, keep that fucking wall squat or I'm murdering your whole family. Like, bitch, it just wasn't that deep. Like,
yeah.
The wheel made me do it. I had to do it for the wheel.
Like, but also I'm
like you're investing more into this than Netflix did. They just start having these squats.
Netflix was like, it was just a wall squat, babes. Like, and you okay, but like I don't know.
She probably still thinks about it to this day.
Oh, I could text her right now. She'd be like, I'll never do a wall squat ever again. It ruined my game. What's your biggest regret? She'll be like, winning that wall squat.
Well, let's get ahead to the spinning of the wheel and the voting. Tony does a lot of work, and they try to convince us that he might get votes.
I'm such a mastermind.
But let's get to the voting. Shuby 0 votes. Lorenzo 0 votes. Lexi gets 5 more votes on the wheel, 7 times total. Tony, Avery, Gio, Shuby, and QT vote for her. So it's all of Avery's team and Tony vote for Lexi. And then Avery gets Irina, Lorenzo, Lexi, Gabby, Louie, Georgia, Trey. So she gets 7 votes. And she's very sad. She shouldn't have won that challenge.
It was her demise. It is the thing that just tipped everybody off. You can do a wall squat. We got to get rid of you ASAP. You're too good for this. You're too good.
It's just
squat up against a tree for too long and you're toast.
When it's day one, people just need something. It could be anything. You just can't do any. You just need to really play the middle this early on. Just don't do anything.
But I don't think Gio would have gotten those votes if Gio won the wall squat. I just don't think people liked Avery. I don't think they.
No, Avery was the mole from the beginning, and everyone thought she was the mole.
Correct. Correct. So she was just done to begin with. Because what I also was told, Nick, before he went in, they were like, they didn't tell him who was going to be on, but they were like, hey, you should watch like the earlier seasons of like blah, blah, blah. Or like, you should watch blah. Like, I don't know if they gave him a specific season number. But I know they were like, I think I remember them saying that, or like, maybe like watch like season 2 of XYZ, which is a smart thing, I think, for production to do. Like, hey, watch the show so you get a vibe of like these people, whatever. So everybody definitely watched. There was only 1 season of The Mole. So probably everybody on that cast watched The Mole, knew who Avery was, and was like, oh yeah, we can't trust this bitch. We got to get rid of her when we can.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Let's get to episode 2. Lexi goes home. We're very sad. Although she seemed to not be the old Lexi that we're used to. Daniel, she was a bit of a bully. She, in a fun way, she was very aggressive on the Ultimatum Queer Love.
That's crazy because that she looks like she gets run over daily, like that she ain't bullying no one. So that
I know. Well, Irina isn't
the biggest personality on Ultimatum Queer
Yeah.
Love. She was like the character.
No, but now that because you just said it, because you brought up Irina, you know what I feel like? I think these bitches got bullied so bad where they were like,
exactly
act like this again.
Irina really went through it after her season.
But like
people were really going after her hard.
But I think it was deserved, if I remember correctly. I do not remember liking Irina. So
well,
yeah,
we
but
hated
your entertainment.
We hated Zach and Bliss more.
Yeah.
We did. So we were Team Irina just because.
Team Irina, Team Good TV. We need people like that, you
No,
know.
but I don't know why they care. Like, I ain't changing shit. If anything, I'm going to be worse on the next show I do. So, like, God,
Yeah.
it's really not that deep. Like, I don't know. I think some of the people who do the shows, like, they get bullied and they take it so deep. It's like, girl, who the fuck cares? You're getting a nice coin to be on the show. Do what you got to do. You know, be funny.
Yeah.
I know.
Irina, I will say she was pretty different too.
Joe, no,
she didn't have like a twerp like Zach, as like someone she was dating on this show. So we didn't really get to see that dynamic, I guess.
I just don't think anything would have happened. I just don't think she wants to like go through that again. You know, she probably still gets shit.
Yeah, but that's why I put under my name. I put actually entertaining because I feel like a lot of this cast, I'm like, you weren't meant for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I said this to, I think I said this to Matt. I was like, when you cast people on the circle, you're putting them in a room where they literally have to make TV for the show themselves. Like, you can't go off of anybody else. Like, I think there's a lot of people who are good for an ensemble show. Love is Blind, Too Hot to Handle, The Mole, whatever. But like, you look at a lot of this cast and I'm watching their confessionals. I'm like, can you give us anything? Like, can you give us any spark of like emotion of just sitting there? Like, Georgia a lot of the times just sits there and she's like, I'm just going to tell you how it is and this, that, and the other thing. At least Tony gives it.
Tony's great.
He gives us
Tony's
energy, he gives us fun. And a lot of these people like Lexi, Irina, like, you're just sitting there and like, I'm like, do you have a gun to your head in this confessional? Like, what the fuck are they doing to you? Like, give us some sort of feel, vibe, emotion, change the facial expressions. And I feel like, but it goes back to the point, I just don't think they wanted to be hated. And I think if they were like, if I literally play it like this the whole entire time and I'm not like crazy or whatever, I'm not going to get hated by the fans. But again, it doesn't make for good TV.
No, it's terrible. When I first heard that Chase was going to be on the cast, I was like, see, that's the perfect casting.
I can't believe
for this show. You have someone who's athletic, but also someone who when he gets bored enough, he'll just create drama where there isn't any.
I'm just shocked. I mean, I think they wanted to bring him in maybe to like shake things up, but like, I am shocked he wasn't on the starting cast because I'm like, you are someone who is entertaining and fun and like, given people hate you, people like you, whatever, but you are polarizing and that is good for TV. I'm shocked he wasn't on the starting lineup, like fully shocked.
When he came in on Perfect Match, it was like at a moment where things were starting to get dull. And then he brought a spark of life like back into the game. So I almost wonder if that's what like Netflix is thinking with this.
I agree. That's why they cast him 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's continue on. So I like when Tony comes back after the voting and he's just laughing and he's happy. And Georgia's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? We just lost a member of our family, okay?
That was my best friend.
I know. I thought the wheel was beautiful, Georgia. You're supposed to accept it, okay?
Yeah, come on, get into it. No, but
circle of life.
I just don't know what was going through his head during that process. Because like, he's the only person who voted for his own teammate on his team. It's like, so you went against your group. Like, you know, they're not going to be happy with this decision. So he wants to call himself a mastermind. He's dumb as fuck. So I don't know what to tell Tony.
Yeah.
Well, things get interesting when Polly shows up.
She seems like a girl version of me, if that makes sense. Like, big personality, lights up the room, great smile, rocking bod. Like, I think it's going to work to our advantage.
Tony thinks everybody is him. Tony literally is like, I think they're me, and let me give you all of the things that highlight myself, even if he doesn't see it in the other people. Like, Tony kills me. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Why does he need to look in the mirror so much if he just sees himself in every single person?
Yeah.
I don't understand why he does the mirror thing. So
I know.
You ate that up. If everybody's a mirror to you, you're fine. You're good.
Yeah.
This guy's fucking hilarious though. The mirrors stuff,
So
like, it's
good.
insane. This man was meant to be on television. It's crazy.
But I'm like, are you really like that in real life? That's what I'm like a little bit scared of. Like, I'm like, oh my God.
How upset were the Mole producers when he went in the early phase of the show? They must have been just furious.
They were kicking rocks with open-toed shoes. That's what
Yeah.
they were literally like hitting the table. They were like, fuck, we lost them. Yeah.
Go kick rocks with open-toed fucking shoes.
I love her. She's so iconic for that show. I love her so much. I actually followed, fun fact, the guy who she dated fought on the show that she told that to.
Jeremy?
Jeremy followed me on Instagram, so I followed him back. And I'm so her team. Like, I don't give a fuck about Jeremy. I'm like, LOL, but I follow him back for the shits and gigs of it. I'm like, it is what it is.
He was at one of the circle parties. Did you see him there?
There was like a bunch of Love is Blind people at one of the circles part. Like we saw them like walking out, and there was like 5 of them. And I think was Bliss there? I don't fucking remember.
He was at the one after that. He was the only Love is Blind person. I was like, why is Jeremy here? It was like very weird.
Good for Jeremy. Rest in peace. I don't like that guy. Always well, I guess.
Everybody is told to select someone for a special role for the upcoming challenge. Irina is kind of floated around, but then she's like, I panic under pressure. So Louis gives her this really nice pep talk about how she needs to believe in herself.
What the fuck are you doing here? Like, I'm bad under pressure, so let me go on a reality competition show. Like, lights on, nobody's fucking home. Like, what are we in?
She needs money, okay?
Irina pissed me the fuck off. Like, the whole show, I was like, I can't wait till this bitch goes. Like, I was so done. I would have been so relentless if she was on my team and I had a fucking confessional. I would have been there for 30 minutes just ripping that bitch a fucking new one. I can't.
Do you have anything you want to say here?
Irina,
we can send it to Irina.
Never go back on reality TV ever fucking again, Irina, because this was a shit show for you. And then the fact that she stood up on that platform and like, I should have done this. I would have excelled in this. Shut the fuck up, Irina. You're not built for this shit. Go home. Go home and look fucking pretty, bitch, and go on another fucking dating show because clearly this isn't for you. I just hate bitches who do this shit and then complain. And then she's like, I should have done this. I would have been a much better job at it. Bitch, honestly, you probably fucking wouldn't have. So shut up and fall to the fucking ground. That's what I have to say.
Hi, you crazy bitch.
Clip it and tag her.
Yeah, I'll send it to her.
You can. I don't give a fuck. That's how I feel. I'm just like, Irina, you know what you signed up for. So then to cry about it and then to be pissed and to stand up there and then to blame fucking Trey and be like, I could have done such a better job about this. No, bitch, because you're telling people, oh no, it's me. Oh no. What was the thing what was the first thing who has a bigger ego? Oh, well, I think from my season. Shut up, bitch. It's not you. Move on.
Tomorrow we're going to see an Instagram post from Daniel where he sent flowers to Irina.
Never. Never. And the flowers are going to say never do reality TV ever again.
Yes, good.
Yeah, let's break this down. Everybody goes to the climbing wall. I'm not going to talk about how summer camps have climbing walls and they do leap of faith where you fall from it. I'm not going to talk about that. This is from summer camp. Because I have friends. Okay.
Say it a few more times. It'll become
summer camp. Friends. Okay. So biggest ego is the first one. Biggest gameplay. Do we need to break these down? Anything stand out to anyone? Anything?
Tony pretty much was the central focus of all of these. Wasn't he? As he is for everything.
100%. I mean, Irina thinking she was the biggest ego. I'm like, you're so fucking delusional. Like you think you are more than you are. I'm done with Irina. Next, who was on the other team? The blue team.
Yeah, let's jump to most attractive. I
thought it was confused as why the flag wasn't immediately handed to Shuby. I'm so confused about that.
Yeah, Shuby was really left out. The first name was Trey. Said the most attractive was Gabby, but the team gave it to Louis because Irina said because of his girlfriend, he would say Louis like out of respect.
Yeah, that was weird.
Okay, like what?
Again, it's Irina being the dumb. Here's the thing. Let me just fucking say this. Irina is so dumb where she is standing up there saying, I would have done such a better job at Trey's position. Bitch, you're fucking us up down here. If you fuck us up down here, you're going to fuck us up there because everybody down at the fucking benches, whatever the thing is going to say 1 + 1 is 2. And then Irina's going to be like, well, you know what? But if we times that by 8, divided by 4, and find the square root, and that's the fucking answer. So I just don't understand.
It's like her way of acting like she's contributing, right? Like she's doing something.
But I just don't understand how you're like, bitch, you fucked us up twice down here. How did you think you were going to save us up there? It's just because your logic down here is not working. It also is not going to work up there.
It just doesn't make any sense. It's like you pick the simplest answer. He is straight. Gabby is beautiful. Yeah.
Gabby's gorgeous.
Gabby.
They're not making this that hard for them.
He's not going to go, oh, my girlfriend is going to be upset that I like what?
No.
Nobody thinks like that.
But I'm also happy, like Avery on the blue team when Shuby was like, should we think about this? And we're like, no, bitch, it's Gio. Like, we're moving on. It's Gio. And I'm like, thank you, Avery. Avery was like, this test is not hard. This test is not hard.
Yeah. Like, this is battle camp, guys. What are we doing here?
This best ally thing. I mean, Georgia really like bungled this. Like she fucked this part up.
That was bad. Yeah.
But that was because QT was strategic and smart. And QT knows what the fuck is up. And I texted her immediately when I was watching it because she was like, what does ally mean? And then QT was like, oh, it means like someone who will do like anything for the team, like to do it, blah, blah. That was her.
Oh, you think she was being like vague?
I know she was because she literally told me, we texted about it because I said, I know what the fuck you did there. Because given anybody who knows reality TV, like a great ally is someone you can trust, who is like loyal to you, who is like going to like ride or die with you all the way to the end. What QT said is she was like,
wow, it's
someone who would like do anything for the team, like at whatever cost, obviously pointing to Tony.
That went right over my head. That is amazing.
No, and that's why her team ended up winning, because she knew, she was like, if I can steer Georgia to the Tony route, we're gonna win. But she didn't, how she acted, she didn't act like it was malicious. She was just like, oh, like that's what it means, like that's why I did it for my team. No, she knew what she was doing, and that was on purpose. And then her team won, and she won safety and immunity. That's Tony being a little. For a man who wants to act all big and bad, he screamed like a little bitch. And that's what
that was just him thinking about someone thinking that Lorenzo is more attractive to him. He just couldn't get it out of his head. Unthinkable!
That was bad when he was like,
that sounded like
the flag, give me the flag. That's like some toxic men shit I fucking hate. When he was like, just give me the flag, I'm not gonna lose piece of you. Just give me the flag, give me the flag. Nothing I love more than men being proven wrong in that moment. And I was like, period.
Men are so predictable. Like they.
I said it 5 years ago and I'll say it again. It's just the truth. It's just the truth.
That scream, by the way, it sounds exactly like Marv from Home Alone 2 when he gets by the washer dryer. Yeah.
It does.
Men and their testosterone and their horniness, it never seems to surprise me.
Yeah, I stand by it. Young Daniel was correct, and he still is.
You're still young, Daniel.
Yeah, they are.
Just like us, we're Zoomers.
Yeah, we're Zoomers. So the Blue Bears are immune. The Yellow Wolves are on the wall. Everybody reunites. Shuby, he's pretty excited.
This is sick.
Very
that
happy.
Was funny as fuck. Like his little thing, like his little arm movement he did with it. I'm like, go Shubes. Good for you.
That's sick. We're back.
It was sad when he was crying though when he fell off the thing. I felt bad for him. I was like,
Shuby. Do we think that was strategic to earn sympathy?
No, I don't think he really knows what that means. So I just after seeing him on Circle season 4, whatever it was, no, I don't think it was strategic. No.
Oh, is that when he was playing Sasha?
Yes.
Yes.
Shuby, don't worry.
Hi, it's Sasha. Hi, it's Sasha. Hi, it's Sasha. I'm not a fucking man.
I love him. His whole strategy behind that whole season always makes me laugh because he told me about it. I was like, you're crazy. But Shuby has the heart of gold. I love him. I love him so much.
Let's see what old chap governor wants to say.
I can't see how anybody would not be rooting for him this season. Like he really just stands out as someone that everybody would.
You know what Matt said? Matt said if he was on, he would have put Shuby's name up there every single time and like, and he would have looked around and been like, "Who is the fuck is putting Shuby's name up on the board?" And I think that is the funniest fucking shit I've ever seen. Matt would just do that to be a bitch. Like if I was on the show, he would put my name up on the board 100% just to piss me off. I'd be like, "Who the fuck is doing it?" Matt would be like, "I don't know," and I would know it's him. I'd be like, "It's fucking you dusty bitch."
Yeah, I am happy that it's anonymous voting because eventually we're gonna start getting hinky votes. I assume, and that's gonna be fun because people are gonna be like, "Who's breaking the fuck? Who flipped? Who's breaking the plan?" Like that's gonna be.
I'm surprised it hasn't been done already, but yeah, it's gonna happen.
Oh, big time. So Georgia cries again. Tony's offended. Lorenzo and Georgia start talking about getting Tony out, but of course this doesn't come to fruition. Irina continues to bury herself. She makes this joke about how Tony is more of an enemy than an ally. Why is this joke why is he so like Tony is offended and like everybody at the table is like so rude? Like get over it.
Again, I think people came in and they were like, I don't like that bitch, period. And I'm not going to like her now. Like I watched it. They were like, I wasn't a fan of you then. I'm not a fan of you now. So, and also they already had a sour. There's some people who can't read a room. There's some people who like can't vibe check or like, and I just think Irina's like, I think she's a very isolated person and she just is like, she does what she wants to do. And she thinks like that'll kind of vibe with everybody else. And it just doesn't. Like she doesn't have a warm, welcoming personality or persona from what I know.
Yeah. It didn't fit.
No,
it didn't fit. If you're gonna go on a show like that and people already have their preconceived notions, you might as well give everybody what we want. Give us the villain. Or go really all in on it.
Hard to do the opposite. Like again, like she was just kind of like dead. Like bitch flatlined the whole show for me. So I'm like, either put in the extra work to show them you're not who you were on that show, or give the people what they want.
Pick some sort of lane. Don't just like ride the fence on this. Yeah.
Let's get to the punishment. So they're targeting Irina. I think they want her name more on the board. So they also put up Georgia and Lorenzo because I think those are like the least offensive people. Was that their strategy?
I think it was the same thing for the first time that they also were like, we don't want to dog pile on the other team. Like we have to do one, obviously. And I think they also were like, no one's going to put up Georgia. No one's going to put up Lorenzo. So like, we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. And like, they'll beat Irina. So like, who cares?
Eventually we're going to get an episode where they all dogpile on one team. Like,
definitely.
Because if one team is starting to just dominate, then they're going to have to go after that team.
Well, especially I feel like once we see bigger male egos come in, again, once we see a Chase come in, I think we're going to see that once we see like Kyle and Nick and like that kind of thing. I feel like we're really going to get people being like, fuck it. Like, let's get them.
Mm-hmm.
So in this ice bath challenge, something stood out to me. Lorenzo says he's Mediterranean, so he's used to warm weather and this is hard for him. Irina says she's Russian, so she has to prove to her family that she can do this because, you know, she's like cold-blooded. But what they don't realize is that Georgia is Australian, which means she's fucking crazy, so she can handle anything. They had no idea.
Are Australians crazier than Russians? That's a tough
yes.
I don't know. Russians are just like
crazy.
Russians like hang out with bears like they're their friends.
They drink with them 100%. Like they all go to the pub and they're like, "Hey, you want one?" And they're like, "Yeah."
But like Australians drink in snake pits and stuff, right? And like the outback.
No, the Russian cold though you can't beat. I really thought Irina was going to be fine because I'm like that cold and compared to Australia, 100%. I was like, oh, Irina's fine, but bitch can't hold her breath, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
That was a long time. A minute 30, like
that was long.
I can hold my breath for a long time, but I'm like in cold. A minute 30, I think is like. I don't know if they like fubbed the numbers because that's crazy as fuck. Like a minute 30 is wild.
My balls are frozen.
My balls are frozen.
I could handle the first portion. It's the second portion where you're holding your breath under. I don't think I would win that.
I don't either.
I could do this because we did this at summer camp like all the time. This is like a big summer camp thing. Yeah. With all my friends.
Cool. Yeah, all your besties?
With all your besties, yeah.
Yep. So Georgia wins, and then basically everybody just conspires to get Irina the fuck out, and they even show us all the votes because it's just so obvious.
She's still not out though. We don't know yet.
That's true. It doesn't have to be her unless she quits. I don't know.
What gags me is the fact that she literally stands there, or like, and it's just she's the only vote for Tony, and it's every single. I mean, in that moment, you have to be like, I'm really not made out for this. Like at that point in my career, I'd be like, I gotta go. Like I gotta hang it up. And
she should have known it was her back in the cabin when she asked everybody who they voted for, and they skated around it like that. It was obvious. I feel like.
I gotta say, these people, like, they might have never watched a strategy show. before. And even though Netflix told them to watch the shows, they still might not have. Like people go on Big Brother and like they give them DVDs to watch like when they're sequestered, and they still don't watch them. Like they just don't prep.
The only team that does, I think, is the blue team.
Yeah.
You know, they're the ones who actually watch strategy shows, it seems like.
I do find it crazy, though, that production even put Shuby and QT on the same team. I did think that was a little crazy. Yeah. I mean, just because how I look at it is like, oh, that's a target. Like, if blue team, like, unless they can work it out and, like, given everybody loves Shuby, so I think he's, like, fine there. But I just, like, looked at him like, that's a target. Like, that's a big fucking target to be like, oh, we're from the same show. Given.
They're such a good team.
Different seasons.
I could see them just riding this wave for a long time.
I do too. I can see the blue team, like everybody on that team besides Avery, I see like making it very far because everybody seems really likable. No one seems to be like an outwardly threat. So I think everybody other than Avery can make it really, really far in the show.
Yeah.
I think this was a good move by Trey too, and I think he definitely seems like somebody using like the lingo that he uses and how he talks. I think he definitely watches Survivor, talking about blindsiding and stuff like that. And I think him being like,
definitely saw the Blood versus Water season. We know that.
Yeah. And he was talking about how like this has to be a blind side. And I think the way that he talked to Irina to make sure that a vote was on either Tony or Polly, you know, making sure that the secondary voting was still something that worked with him. The way he took control of this, I think was good. And I don't think that he played his hand too hard that people are going to think he's too strategic now.
I don't either. But I also I don't know why you couldn't have told Irina. I don't think nothing would have changed. Like, I think everybody still would have voted her out. Like, but she was just so hated where I'm like, she could have sworn up and down on the Bible she would be better and no one would have cared.
What if she had a hidden immunity idol though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, why can't, but really a great point. Why can't we have fun shit like that? Like, why can't we have if you feel like I don't know, before the vote, you're like, hey,
advantage.
Anything, just add another layer. But Kevin, maybe that's a season 2, 3, 4 thing.
Yeah.
Where you can compete for an advantage where you're like, hey, you feel rough. You can take, maybe you can compete in a challenge where it's like, you can take your name off the board 3 times if it's up there and put somebody else.
If you have a mortal noodle, you can play it now. Right, Max?
Yes. You play a mortal noodle, or you take off your shoe and you have to kick it through like a field goal or something.
I'm telling you, next season they're gonna do shoe golf, and I'd be like, wow, this is my demise. And I'll come on the podcast if I got lucky to be on the show. I'd be like, I lost because I did.
You weren't practicing shoe golf.
It might be story of my life. Yeah, I'll be.
Yeah, I will say that. I think a blind side is always kind of necessary because you're always like, even though people hate Irene, it's like, what if she scrambled or something? Yeah, I think you just got to do it.
Yeah, and it's like, who cared? But again, the flaw I look at the show is if she stayed in, like, great TV, don't get it wrong. Like, she stays in, her whole entire team fucking try to vote her out, and she's still iconic. But like, where do you go from there? Like, really, where do you go from there? Like, as like a game point, like it's. Everybody voted your ass out.
Mm-hmm.
Given Survivor's the same way, you can play a hidden immunity idol. Anything can really change. So it's interesting, very interesting to see.
Yeah. Yep. We'll see if she comes back and the wheel spins, or if she's just like, I'm going home. I mean, it would be really funny if Tony went home, but it would be such a bummer because he's so entertaining. You know, it would just be 100%.
But that's where like I fight with the wheel, where I'm just like. Because I kind of like love the vote. It's weird because you can't do it Survivor style in a way because everybody's just going to want to like go after the other team. So I don't know. The setup it's interesting. We'll see how more the wheel plays out, if I like it or if I hate it.
Yeah.
So overall, I'm feeling pretty good on the show. I mean, I'm hoping that some more drama will come. I think bringing some of the bigger characters will flesh things out. But I think Netflix has something here to build upon.
There was romance promise too in the promos for this.
Yeah,
season.
there was definitely romance promise.
I want to see what that's going to be.
Who is Shuby going to marry? Who is he going to find love with?
Yeah, some Shuby summer loving. That's what we want.
Give us Shuby or give us that. That's what I do.
Yes.
Oh, wouldn't that be so cute if Shuby came away from this with a girlfriend?
But I definitely think though that we're going to be here for a lot more seasons. I mean, I think they put a lot of money into it. I also think it's like kind of cheap to do, but I think this season they were trying to put in bigger, like people with bigger numbers on social media or people who have been on shows multiple times. Like we've seen Georgia, this is her third show, Chase, third show, Nick, third show, like blah, blah. A lot of people's third show to bring people in. So I think the next few seasons, we're going to see a lot of like, oh, we don't necessarily need them to be the most popular, but we're going to see really good gameplay. I think this is a nice foundation, a nice starter season for the cast. But I think the next couple seasons, I hope, will be like crazy as fuck.
That's very optimistic, Daniel.
You gotta be.
You're trying to manifest that.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense. Like, I think you need to make sure you bring in an audience that grabs onto it. Like again, Lexi, I didn't know she has like 850,000 followers on Instagram. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it'll be a mix because like with Perfect Match, it's rumored that they're bringing in Bachelor people now. So
Yeah.
I think it'll be like a mix of like
And
maybe,
Love Island, right?
yeah. So I think it'll be a mix of people with more followers and then some strategic people. But you know, if they're bringing people from other reality shows to Perfect Match, maybe they'll be doing that for Battle Camp too. To be honest,
I would love that. See that it's like I just want them to take. I want Netflix to take a competition show like seriously. You know,
Yeah, I agree. I'm the same way. Yeah.
I want them to like really try to get people invested in the show itself and the competition. I would love to see like survivors playing on Battle Camp or the Circle. Yeah. You know, like I thought it was cool when what's his face, the guy from Big Brother played on the Circle.
Brett.
Yeah, yep. I thought that was great. I would love to see more of that in the future.
Yeah.
We want you most of all, Daniel.
Most of all.
Always and forever.
Listen, you guys know I will give you great TV if I go on. You'll have more sound bites.
Yes.
I want a confessional, guys. You have to understand. I dreamed of a confessional my whole life. Like I just want to be in there. Producers ask me, I can just rip them a fucking new one. That's all I ever want in this life. And I want to throw a drink in somebody's face. That's it. If I go on a show, I'm going to throw a drink in somebody's face. And I'm going to have a great confessional, and I'm good.
You know, in Battle Camp, you can throw a marshmallow in somebody's face. You know. Right in Nick's face.
And guess what? It'll be like a burnt one, so it'll sting when it hits him.
Ooh.
Stupid Nick.
Wait, I love that. That's everything. I live for that. I just hope Nick doesn't embarrass us like he did last time when he crawled up the stairs trying to get fucking money. So I'm just hoping when I watch, I'm like, don't do
yeah, he's lucky Francesca's not on this season, right?
Oh
yeah,
she was having the twins. She was like,
yes. Could have been embarrassing. Yeah.
He probably will embarrass me, but whatever.
Well, Daniel, it's been such a pleasure having you on again. We missed you. I think you're the guest we've had on most now.
Easily.
You're our all-star, our MVP, our most beautiful baby boy.
That's right.
Do you want to tell our listeners?
Always come on to talk shit about these bitches. 100%.
Yes, we have to roast these bitches. Do you want to tell our listeners where they can find you? Just like your address, your social security number, anything like that?
Yeah.
654-83-2215, 100%. No, you guys can just see me, Daniel _Cusimano, like anywhere. That's not my social security number.
Okay, good.
Uh-oh.
You rattled it off so quick. I was like, wow.
Uh-oh.
Maybe it is. Who knows? Maybe it's reverse psychology. You guys don't think it is, but really it is. Who knows? But yeah, just my first and last name, Daniel _Cusimano, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat.
Great.
Keep it sweet and simple for the people.
Well, we will be back tomorrow without Daniel, unfortunately, recapping more episodes of Battle Camp. And we're going to have some bonus episodes recapping all of the social media coming out about Battle Camp starting next week on the Patreon at patreon.com/realityalert. And we also have ad-free episodes there starting at $8 a month. So head on over to patreon.com/realityalert. Okay. Bye, Daniel. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your two best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's Reality Alert. Yeah. Oh.